Welcome, people. Mother Maine Homesteader here. Today is Tuesday, August 11th, 2020, and I'm bringing some breaking news forth. If you haven't heard already, Russia has announced they are the very first country to officially register a coronavirus vaccine, and they are declaring it ready for use. Actually, it's so ready for use, Vladimir Putin has already inoculated one of his two daughters with the vaccine. She was inoculated when her temperature was at 104 degrees. The temperature dropped down to a little bit above 98.6 degrees. It then rose again, and she was given another inoculation, and then the temperature came back down, and Vladimir Putin said that she's feeling well and has a high number of antibodies in her system. Medical workers, teachers, and other high-risk groups will be the first to get inoculated with the vaccine, although the vaccination of doctors who work, in the hospitals and clinics will be vaccinated as early as this month. The Health Ministry also said that the vaccine is expected to provide an immunity against the coronavirus for up to 2 years, and Putin emphasizes that the vaccine is strictly voluntary. There is no requirements that the Russian citizens need to get out there and get this vaccine. It's totally voluntary, so if you don't want to get it done, you don't have to. And that's great because, sometimes folks don't want to get a vaccination against use a drug against the coronavirus because, they feel like it might not be safe. He would like to stress out, Vladimir Putin would like to stress that he would like to repeat that it has passed all necessary tests. The most important thing is to ensure that the full safety of using the vaccine is being done efficiently. Putin also said that the vaccine has undergone proper testing and it is completely safe. Now, there's going to be a lot of skepticism, obviously, because it's Russia, of all countries, to come out with the vaccination against the coronavirus. I read so many articles, and all of them say the same thing about, it's actually a fact that Russia is the first country in the world to come out with the vaccination against the coronavirus. Now, their studies started in Russia on humans June 17th, and there was 76 volunteers. Half of them were injected with the liquid form of the vaccination, and then the other half was given a soluble powder. Some of the first half of the volunteers were military personnel, and that was raising a little bit of eyebrows because, because they're from the military. I guess people are feeling that they were forced to go ahead and be volunteers for the vaccination. But I'm here to say that that's probably not the case because Russia, they've been humbleized because they went through a very, very a hard time when their economic downfall. So they're the type of country where it's all for one for all, and they're very united. And I feel that if their citizens there would actually volunteer to take a drug to see if it betters mankind, to save the rest of the citizens of Russia and even the world. Now, this article also says that Russia, amid Russia's rush to become the first to create a vaccine, the U.S., Britain, and Canada last month accused Russia of using hackers to steal vaccination research from the Western labs. Now, that's funny because it seems like Russia can't do anything great without them being accused of stealing information or, going out there in covert missions and doing some grimy shit to, to ride off the backs of other countries, which is totally false because, as you know, Russia is not a bunch of dumbos. I mean, they have a lot of intelligent citizens that live in their country. They're full of mathematicians and scientists, and they are always going with technology. I mean, that's a big thing with Russia, is that how they are just always up to date with technology and have the best of everything. As trials were declared completed, questions arose about the vaccination safety and effectiveness. Some experts scoffed at Russian authorities' assurances that the vaccine drug produced the desired immune response and caused no significant side effects, pointing out that such claims need to be backed by physical, published scientific data. Now, what this is saying is that the other researchers and scientists want to see published data about this inoculation, and they want to see, the physics behind it all, to see exactly what, how they came about doing it, what is in the formula that makes it, fight the coronavirus. The World Health Organization said all vaccine candidates should go through full stages of testing before being rolled out. Experts have warned that vaccines that are not properly tested can cause harm in many ways, from a negative impact on health to creating a false sense of security or undermining trust in vaccinations. In other words, they're saying that the WHO is just saying that they don't want to give anybody any kind of false hope that there's a vaccine out there and it's not being used, you know, in America. So don't get your hopes up, basically, because it hasn't been tested and tried the way that they like to do things here in the States. When it also says that when the pandemic struck Russia, Putin ordered state officials to shorten the time of clinical trials for potential coronavirus vaccines. Becoming the first country in the world to develop a vaccine was a matter of national prestige for the Kremlin as it tries to assert the image of Russia as a global power. Now, I am giving big props to Russia for coming out, coming out and being the first country in the world to come out with the coronavirus vaccine. But that is all I got for you. I'm sure you're going to see a lot more negative news about Russia, how they came out with their vaccine, and you know how they probably rode on the backs of others to come out with the vaccine and try to get out there first to be known as a global superpower because they came out with the vaccine first. But you know what? Good for you, Russia. I'm glad you came out with the vaccine to vaccinate your people, and you know you were fast on the approach, and I congratulate you. That's all I got for you, folks. Mother Maine Homesteader here. Congratulate Russia for coming out with the very first vaccination against the coronavirus. Now maybe we can learn from them and get one headed into our country and other countries as well. Take care, people. Stay safe out there. Make sure you stay protected whenever you go into those stores. Peace out. Mother Maine Homesteader here.